Last week, Statistics South Africa released the lower than expected mining and manufacturing production numbers. It was the second set of data to catch pundits by surprise. Earlier that week, the country fell into a technical recession with the second quarter of negative growth. Retail sales figures for April indicate that the consumer side of the economy fared better. Economist Laura Campbell from Econometrics says it's highly likely the April outcome was affected by statistical base factors such as the Easter holidays, which occurred in March in 2016 but fell in April this year.
We saw that the growth in retail sales increased in April, and this occurred despite the fact that there were credit rating downgrades in the month. So we attribute the increase to the fact that we've seen in recent years that shopping centres are frequently used on public holidays for entertainment and leisure rather than just shopping. So it's likely that the increase in retail sales in April was driven by the fact that April this year contained the Easter public holidays, which weren't present in April last year, and also the configuration of the Freedom Day public holiday meant that consumers are likely to have turned that into a long weekend.
The highest annual growth rates were recorded for retailers in food, beverages and tobacco in specialized stores, up by 13.6%, general dealers, which increased by 5.1%, and pharmaceuticals and medical goods, cosmetics and toiletries, which climbed by 2.7%. Seasonally adjusted retail trade sales also increased by 0.3% month-on-month in April 2017. But Campbell is still cautious when looking ahead.
We're expecting that consumer spending growth is likely to decline in coming months. One of the biggest impacts of the credit rating downgrades that we've seen so far has been psychological. It's damaged consumer confidence and consumers are holding back on spending. We've also seen that in the face of the credit rating downgrades, banks are holding back on granting credit, and therefore consumers aren't able to access credit as easily in order to spend and make purchases.
Shoppers play a significant role in the economic growth of the country. In fact, consumer spending accounts for 60% of the country's GDP. But until they, the consumers, feel financially secure, local retailers will have to put up with subdued sales figures. Hasina Kathrada, SABC News, Eastgate, Johannesburg.